Hello, everyone. Rochelle White, as usual. Reverend Roslyn. Mesonge. Muiwa. By the way, Muiwa, that's the name of my closest friend in my village, in Idomela. He's a reverend now. Okay, who else is there? Bamishaye, Victor, Edwin Amimi, Adeleke Adeniyi, Naomi Maturin, Paul Oriade, Moro Lake Iroye, Obafemi Ogunusi, Yao from Ivory Coast, Shinwe, Daniel Asenga, Alice Obasi. Oh, Dr. B Insufficient. Let's all begin to share the message. Let's all begin to share the link. Everybody, please go ahead and look for the share button in your device, and please go share the message. Go share the link. Let's invite our friends to come and join us. We're going to continue on the message that we've started yesterday, the new series, which is why do people reject the truth? Why it's still the same series on truth, of course. So why do people reject truth? Yesterday topic was why do people reject truth? Authority is good, but credibility is better. But today, why people reject truth? Then we have colon or semicolon. Then we write, the truth may be contrary to their belief system. So people reject the truth because the truth may be contrary to their belief system. People reject the truth because the truth is contrary to their belief system. Can you believe it? And that is how people live. Meanwhile, the highest standard of judgment in life is the truth. Actually, the truth is the only standard of decision making. And the truth is the only requirement actually needed for life and for decision making. And that is exactly what people reject. Can you believe it that people will reject the truth, not because it's not true, but people will actually reject the truth because it's against their whatsoever concept they were believing, their belief system. For example, let me use a popular example that we all know. In my country, Nigeria, there was a time we had this company, it's called MMM, that came on and started telling people to bring in money and that they are going to receive 380% a year. And they are going to receive 35% a month. And then the people, there is not going to be any business involved. So no business involved. The money will not be invested. Nothing, no business. Just go and take it from people. So, can anybody come? Anyone who wants? So this is, I think I would have you come this, yeah. So this is Julie. Can you come here, maybe like this, so that they will see you? Mm-hmm. No, yeah, it's okay. You might not. Is that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Julie, can you imagine? You are going to take money from somebody else, and you promise them that they are going to get some money returns on it, but you are not sure if the money will be lost or not. And one day the thing is going to collapse. So I'm telling you, the system will collapse. You know, you are going to lose the money. I mean, but you are saying, but no, but I am gaining something when I collect, let's say, $1,000 from somebody. This company gives me back 35%, so I get $350 on every $1,000 I collect. And if I'm able to collect $100,000, I get $35,000 without doing anything the very same day. So because you have an interest in it, so because Julie has an interest, and what is the interest? The interest is that they return. So what, you know, they return 35% to me. So what is happening is that you announce it, but I said, but you know you didn't make the money. You have not worked for it. And these people who are giving you that money didn't work for it as well. You are taking the money of somebody else. And if you do it 3 times and you are taking it every month, and if you are going to do it 3 months only, that 300% has been elapsed from 35%. You can only do it 2 times or 3 times, then the money is over. But you say, oh, but go and get other people too. But it is going to collapse sooner or later. But you know what people say? People tell me, but you are actually stealing that money you got. It's not that. You know what my people are telling me? But it works. I got my 35%, Pastor. It works. This thing is working for me. I got 35%. It's true. I got it. It works. So people's belief system is that as soon as it works, as soon as I'm gaining from this, then it's right. So people don't care about the truth again. Then let me give you another example. Another example is a pastor. You are a pastor. You come to your church and you see you got to know that everybody who brings this money, you get 35%. So you come to your church and tell your church members, go and give your money into MMM. And just make sure that, and then when they give the money, they will also get 35% from whoever they brought the money from. But they will come and give tithe to you. So you said, but it's working. They are bringing tithe. So then you come and say, it doesn't matter if you got the money and the money is going to be lost or not going to be lost, as long as you are bringing tithe. So if you are bringing tithe, then it's okay, because the money is going to build the work of God. So the belief system is that as long as this money is coming to church and is going to benefit the church and is going to be used to build the church, or is going to come to the pastor's house or pastor's hand, as long as the money is coming to me, as long as I'm benefiting from it, then it's okay. So it is not the truth that matters. It is expediency, because your belief system is faulty. So, but the truth is that every belief system must come under the truth. The truth must be superior to any belief system. There is no belief system that should be above the truth. There is no belief system that should be elevated to the level of truth. And there is no belief system that should be elevated to have more weight than truth. Once you do that, you have compromised the truth, and the truth doesn't forgive. The truth will come to either break you, to either reveal you, expose you, or the truth will come to elevate you and to vindicate you. But in this case, the truth will not vindicate you because you have acted against the truth. And the Bible tells us that there is nothing we can do against the truth. We cannot do anything against the truth, only for the truth. Now, so if that is your philosophy, that as long as money is coming to the church, as long as you are benefiting and gaining from it, that is okay for you. If that is your belief system, philosophy, next point, you will go from doing MMM to say, you are a girl. Since you are a girl, why don't you go and have sugar daddies? You know what sugar daddies mean? Okay, why don't you go and have sugar daddies? Go and get sugar daddies, but just make sure that nobody knows, and make sure that the money comes to the church. No, at least bring your tithe to the church. Or go and, so that, because if belief system is based on expediency or on pragmatism, and you are rejecting the truth because of that, because of your belief system or what you're going to gain, then there will be no stop and there will be no end to your compromising. You are just going to keep on compromising over and over again. Your compromises will keep on getting worse. Then the next thing you will do is that, okay, no more sugar daddies. Now go and become a prostitute. And I know somebody, she might be here today, who is right now working as a prostitute. And she was blessed by the pastor. She's in another country. She's a Nigerian girl. She's on this platform right now. She's working as a prostitute, but blessed by a pastor to go and work as a prostitute as long as she will bring a tithe and offering. So if there's any belief system that you have, any value system that you have that is against the truth, is dangerous, is suicidal, it's a compromise, and is going to lead to one tragedy or the other. And it will not stop there. It will get to a point whereby you will bless people to go and carry drugs. You will bless people to go and forge papers. Because the only thing that matters to you is self-gain. Or maybe to even go and become armed robbers and to carry guns. So the truth must never be compromised for any reason whatsoever. Even if your life is under danger, it is not enough reason to reject or compromise the truth. There is no reason to put the truth under. There is no explanation, no justification for exalting any mindset, any opinion above the truth. The truth must always be supreme. For example, thank you. Yeah, okay, you can go. Let me give you another example that I was told by the veterans of the Second World War who fought on the side of Russia against Germany. So what happened was that the Nazi Germans came to one of the cities or one of the villages in Russia here in Ukraine. And then they gathered all the men. And said, why you are pretending to be Christians? Maybe you are spies. But these Christians say, because those Christians in Russia, they didn't believe in going to war. So if you are a Christian, you don't go to fight in war. So they will just remain at home. They were not soldiers. Then they gathered about 50 of them and put them in prison. All these pastors, they were all pastors. They gathered all the pastors and put them in prison. So, put them in prison. And then after, I think, 6 months in prison, they told them that today is the day they were going to kill them. And every day they were killing people. They were shooting other prisoners. You know, the Nazis were doing those kind of things. The Nazis were very wicked. So after 6 months, it was their turn to be killed. And then they brought out all these 50 soldiers I mean, all these 50 pastors and 50 soldiers as well. And they told them to go and to turn their back and face the river, because they are going to shoot them from the back and they will fall into the river. Then they began to tell them that if you will renounce your faith and your doctrine that you don't fight in the army, and then come and join our Nazi force, you will live, we will spare your life. So, these are all pastors. So they killed a lot of people, other people, but the pastors, they said, now, we want to give you that chance. Anybody that is ready to come and join and fight for us, we will not kill you. But you must renounce your faith and become a Nazist. So, all these men, 50 men, out of all the 50 men, maybe about 6 were left who said they would rather die. So the ones who said they would rather die, they put them in one group. The ones who said they will join the Nazis, they put them in another group. So they said now, then they put out all the people in the 6 people that said they would rather die. They put them in another, before the river, and said, now it's time for you to die. You say you would rather die, you will go and meet your God today. Out of that, when they began to shoot, they kicked the gun and everything was going, 5 of them gave up and said, no, we changed our mind. Only one left. So the one that was left, they tried this any way to make him to join. He said, no, I would rather die. So they tortured him. He said, no, I would rather die. You know what they did? They brought everybody out again. The ones they already set free to join the army. They brought all of them back and said, you see, you people are fake. If you are not faithful to your God, we are not sure you'll be faithful to our ideology. If you could betray your God like this, you will betray any other person. You will betray. If your God is the ultimate for you, and you betrayed him, you will betray also our example. So you don't deserve to live. And they shot all of them and killed them and left the only man and let him go. They say, you are a real believer. 49 died out of 50. If you don't love the truth to the point of death, you don't deserve to live. If you don't love the truth to the point of death, you don't know the truth. If the truth is not your greatest value, you don't deserve to live. Because you can compromise your faith and your life at any day, at any time. Truth must be the ultimate. Oh, somebody said Boko Haram did the same thing in Jos in Nigeria. We must develop a country and a new generation of Christians to whom truth will be the ultimate priority. We must begin to preach the truth in such a way that Christians will know that if you don't love the truth, you are not a Christian at all. We must begin to elevate the truth and let people know the position of the truth. That there is nothing more important than truth. And that truth is supreme in all things. Truth is supreme. We must, if you don't love the truth to the point of death, you don't love truth at all. And this is not just talking about truth of Christ or truth of the Bible. This is talking about truth in general. Any truth that is already established, any truth that is already confirmed, either by science or by God or by, experience or by conscience. Any truth that is already established is worth dying for. So let us, but unfortunately today, so many people will find it easier to compromise the truth. So many people find it easier to just sacrifice the truth on the altar of compromise. so many people will just rather walk away from the truth. But when you walk away from the truth that way, you have greater consequences waiting for you. You know what God wanted to find out in the history and the story of Abraham and Isaac? He wanted to find out the truth. When God was asking Abraham to go and sacrifice his son, it's not because God was just interested in blood or it was bloodthirst. No, God was not bloodthirsty. God was just wanted to find out what is in the heart of Abraham. If the truth of what is in his heart will correspond with the truth of his behavior. It is all about truth. And maybe you've never heard this message preached like that before, because everybody talks about Abraham and Isaac, but I'm not sure you must have heard about it being preached on the side of truth. But what God was really after was truth. God wanted to find out the truth of what is truly in the heart of Abraham. Now, I'm not saying that we will all be able to pass the exam, but if you love, at least you must put it as your ultimate goal, passion, priority, that you will love the truth. Even if you are going to be crying while you are taking that your Isaac to the cross, to sacrifice, even while you are weeping and it's difficult for you, but you know you love the truth so much that you are ready to pay the ultimate price. So God wanted to find out the truth of what was in the heart of Abraham. Was he a man of truth or not? What he was saying, that he loved God, that he obeyed God, that he wants to walk before God, is that the truth, or the truth will be revealed when he's told to sacrifice his son? The same thing would have happened to any one of us. The truth would have been revealed. If you are being told right now to go and sacrifice your son, the truth will come out very, very fast. The truth will be revealed, because a lot of people will not do it. Molaja is asking, does Africa's current state of decadence represent the consequences of lack of truth? Exactly. Exactly so, sir. Exactly so. That's what I started the Truth series with. Go and listen to the Truth series, The Power and Force of Truth, on my YouTube. I preach on that. No, that is the second week after the 5 levels of truth. So when you have to pass a test for truth like that, the truth will come out. So God wanted the truth about Abraham to come out. And you know what? Either way, the truth will come out. If he had refused to go to sacrifice his son, that is the truth about him. It means he was not a God's lover. He was not a God's friend. He was not a God follower. He didn't love God. His love for God was not great enough for him to do anything for him. Jesus or God was not his Lord. So now that he had decided to go and sacrifice his son, that is also the truth. The truth came out. And that truth means that, thank God that he decided to do that, because the truth is that he loved God. So either way, the truth is always coming out in our lives every day. The truth is always coming out. And the truth is being tested by one simple fact. Are you sacrificing your belief system, or you are sacrificing the truth? What are you choosing? Each time we make a choice, we are choosing between the truth and our falsehood. We are choosing between ourselves and truth. The truth must be above ourselves. The truth must be above our preferences. The truth must be above and over our choice, our hobbies, or our desires, or even our passion. The truth must be supreme to everything we have in our lives. That is why, you know what I tell my people who are in Nigeria right now? Anybody who tells me they live in Nigeria and they are Christians, I ask them, do you go to church? Especially if they tell me that they go to one of those big churches, I know they are not, for me, if you are going to one of those big reigning churches and you are in Nigeria, I know that, of course, God always asks, 7,000 remnant, right? But only people who tell me that they have stopped going to the church that I believe are Christians, are really born again, are true. Because I don't just see how you could be a lover of truth and you'll be compromising with all the things that are happening in those churches. I can't just see how you could how you could be a lover of truth, how truth could be your priority, and you see all kind of things that are against the truth, and you are sitting down there. I just don't see it. I just don't see how you could say you love truth, and you are sitting right in the presence of falsehood, deception, and games, and politics, and evil, and you are sacrificing your truth, and you are putting the truth on the back burner, and you are, choosing to do the lies and deceptions that other people are doing. I can't see it. I can't just see that. So that's why when people tell me they stop going to church in Nigeria, I know they are for real. Because they are ready to sacrifice for truth. And you know why people are not ready to sacrifice for truth? Why they keep on going to church and would rather compromise? Because they are gaining something. Or there is something for them to gain. Or they are looking for connection. Or they are looking for money. Or they are looking for help. Or they are looking for one favor or the other. People have not elevated the truth to the extent of being ready to sacrifice everything for the truth's sake. So when you really love the truth, you elevate truth even above your interest. When you really love the truth, you elevate the truth above the word and practices of any church. When you really love the truth, you elevate the truth far above the word of a pastor. When you really love the truth, you elevate the truth more than any belief system of a church. When you really love the truth, you will elevate the truth more than your own belief system and your own beliefs. When you really love the truth, you will elevate the truth over your salary and over your comfort. Now, can you imagine that? So many people tell me all the time. They tell me some things like this. We see all the evil happening in our church. Okay, somebody, for example, said, in my church, is a pastor. There's a senior pastor in the church. It's like maybe the third or the second pastor in the church. And he's saying, I hate this church. And I hate the practices of this church. And I hate the pastor. I hate our church. So why are you going there? Oh, because I'm on staff. It's because people don't love the truth. If you really love the truth, you will resign. Oh, but he said, oh, but if I resign, how will I have 5 children? How will I send them to school? How will I take care of my house rent? I don't know what will happen to me. So I just have to manage. In my country, they call it manage. That means I just have to compromise. It means you are not a lover of truth. Or even though they think they are lover of truth just by identifying the things that are wrong. That is not making you to be a lover of truth. If you are a lover of truth, you would love truth enough to be able to sacrifice for truth. If you are not able to sacrifice for truth, then you don't love truth. You are not a lover of truth. So when people tell me, okay, in other cases, people say, Pastor, you don't even know what is happening in churches. And in my church, we do this. They are so horrible. I know it's not right, but there's nothing I can do. And you are still going there. And you are still compromising. It means you don't know the truth. The truth doesn't mean anything to you. You are not a man of value. You don't have value system at all. You don't have value system. Your conscience has been compromised. Your conscience has been seared. You don't have the sacredness of God in your heart anymore. You don't have the sacredness of the love of God in your heart. There is no purity of God in your heart anymore. You might not know it, but you have departed from the truth of the gospel. You have departed from the truth of God. God has been hidden away from your conscience and from your heart. There is no way that your heart will permit you, your conscience, if your conscience is not dead yet and it's not seared yet, will permit you to remain in a place where I'm not talking about weaknesses of people, right? Individual weakness. But when it's a doctrinal practice that is wrong, that is against the will of God, that is against the word of God, that is totally wrong, that is that is bringing evil to a lot of people, that is, making slaves of people, that is destroying destinies of human beings. And you are sitting down there and saying God has not told you to leave. Which God? God doesn't need to tell you to leave because God has already told you the truth. It is the truth that's supposed to tell you to leave. You don't need any special revelation. And then I know some other pastors and ministers in my country too. Well, not just my country. This is not just happening in my country. This is happening everywhere. What they do is that they are always condemning the pastor that they are under. Their senior pastor. They are always condemning the guy. They don't like the guy. But they say they are praying for him. They are doing this. But if you don't believe in your leader, you are complaining about him, you are complaining about the church, you are complaining about the practices there, what are you doing there? Oh, because you have some self-interest, because you have something to gain. You are as evil as the person you are complaining about, my dear. Let me just tell you that. Because you are not just evil towards God, because you have compromised the truth, but you are also evil towards that leader. Because that leader is believing in you, that leader is trusting in you, but you are actually telling him lies every day. You are coming to him and bowing down before him and kneeling down before him and telling him stories that you love him, you respect him, but in the real sense, you hate him. You are a liar. You are not a believer. Oh, you say, oh, you must be wise. That's not wisdom. That has been compromised. That has been diabolical. That has been demonic. That has been evil. That has been deceptive. You must walk in the truth. You are just a hypocrite if you do that. There is nothing higher. Why was Jesus always calling people hypocrites? Because of this kind of lifestyle. Because they were not living out what was in their heart. The whole idea of truth is that you live out what is in your heart, what you believe to be truth. Anything you speak with your mouth must be in correspondence with whatever you are believing in your heart. You must, live what you believe. Yes, you could have weakness, you might fail sometimes, but at least you have the dedication to live right, to do the right thing. At least even if you are falling 10 times, but at least you are striving to do the right thing. At least you are moving in the right direction. There are a lot of congregations in my country right now, and even my country itself. And there are a lot of countries in the world. Even in Ukraine, where I'm living right here, there are a lot of belief systems that people have elevated above the truth. For example, today, just before our service, there was another service where somebody was telling me, was testifying that people said, when I teach ladies, and ladies said they don't want to marry, or they are not ready to marry, or they don't wish to have children, because they are not ready, they don't know what to teach the child, they don't know, they are not ready for marriage, they don't want to destroy the life of another partner, and then divorce, and then, bring another life to the world that, everybody becomes miserable. So some girls said, we don't want to marry, I would rather serve God. People who have listened to this will come and said, Pastor Sunday is teaching heresy, or he's brainwashing people not to marry. Well, let's judge it by the truth. The truth is, are you ready to marry? Are you prepared, well prepared enough to marry, to make your husband happy or yourself happy and your child happy? Tell the truth to yourself. If you know you are not married, why you are not ready? Why do you deceive the man? Well, he said he loves me. Yeah, he loves you, but are you ready to make him happy? Are you ready to become the best wife to him? You are not? Why say yes? You are being deceptive. You are deceiving him. Are you surprised why things will not work out? Or you, as a man, going to tell a woman and said, come and marry me. And you don't have money to support her. So why do you go to tell her to marry you? Well, because I like her. You like her? I like a lot of people in this world, I tell you that. But the truth is, I cannot marry any other person I'm married. And the truth is, if you don't have money to take care of her, you are not ready. That's the truth. You could like her, but that is not enough a reason to go and deceive her. If you marry her, you are deceiving her. You are not working the truth. By the way, I didn't tell you to go and share the message. Let's stop right now and go and look for the share button of this, for this message. Let's look for the share button and let's go and share the message. Please go look for your share button in your device and let's go and share the message, please. Tell the girl that you love her, but you are not ready to marry her. Tell her the truth. For example, I remember when I was 25 years old, I met a girl, man, that it would have been the dream girl of my life. All of us have preferences, right? So I was, one of my preference was to marry a white Caucasian. And she has to be blonde, of course. She has to be tall with long blonde hair. And then she has to have all kind of, she has to speak English, she has to speak Russian. You know what? I met this girl that I thought, wow, this is the ideal for me. Ideal. She's tall, she's blonde, she's Caucasian. I mean, she's speaking English, she's speaking Russian. She's just like what I wanted. But you know what? I know the truth. And what is the truth that I knew at that point? The truth is that I knew in my heart and I knew in my head too, that the truth is if God has not revealed her to me, I have to consult with God for God to confirm to me that that's my wife. If God does not confirm to me that that's my wife, I'm just messing up. I'm just messing up. I shouldn't marry that girl. I cannot marry her. You know what I did? I went to her and I said, I cannot imagine myself losing you. I cannot imagine myself living without you. I like you, and I just like you, and I would like to marry you, but I can't. That's what I told her. I can't. She said, why? I said, I can't because I need to get God's permission. God needs to speak to me before I could marry you. But if I could bypass God, anyhow, I would have liked to marry you. Then she said, bypass God. I said, no, I cannot bypass God. You too cannot bypass God. All of us, we have to submit ourselves and go and ask God if this is God's will for us or not. So I said, I cannot marry you because God has not spoken to me. And, I pray that he will speak to me. If I could manipulate his hand, I would have liked to manipulate, but I cannot do it because if I manipulate him, I'm going to bear the consequence. So I know the truth. So I said, I want to be sincere about this, and I want God to, to speak to me. I want God to speak to me for real. So, and I said, and I want to advise you too, go also and pray to God for God to reveal to you. It's a good principle, it's the truth. God must reveal to you who your husband will be. So I went to pray, and so for 6 months we were praying. God was not revealing anything. First month, no revelation. Second month, no revelation. Third month, no revelation. Fourth, 5, 6. And by that time, instead of God revealing that she's my wife, God was revealing Pastor Bosse, another person. So, you see, but thank God we didn't do any sin or anything like that. But, God saved me from problems because I then later on found out a lot of unpleasant stuff about the girl. God just saved me. God saved me from trap. I had a trap in front of me and I thought that it was a girl. I thought it was my choice. I thought it was my choice. But the truth is that God knows more than me. God knows better. So he has to tell me. And I've got to take advantage of his knowledge and of his wisdom. And his wisdom was, and I thought I would never marry a black person. I never found black people, I'm sorry for that, you black girls. I never found black girls interesting. For me, after living in Russia for 7 years, and I didn't see any black person, I didn't even find them interesting at all. When I see a black guy coming, I would change the road. I would just go to the other side of the road so that I don't even meet them at all. Because I was living with white all the time. So I got used to it. And you know when God decided to laugh? He made me to marry a black lady. And once I saw Pastor Paul say, something else happened to me, another problem. In fact, I lost taste for every white Caucasian woman. It just went dead. Every feeling, every desire, every likeness, they just disappeared. They just like, I never loved them before. It's just that I never liked them before. Everything just disappeared. You know, it was now all about black woman now. So, that's just a small story. What delivered me in this case was truth. So I knew the truth and I was committed to that truth. Because if I had wanted to go my way, I could have compromised because I like this girl like crazy. It would have been easier for me to compromise. But thank God that I was adamant that no, I'm going to just do what is right. Commitment to the truth will save you. Commitment to the truth will deliver you. Commitment to the truth will come to vindicate you. Truth will come to elevate you. Truth will come to glorify you. There is nothing you can do against the truth, only for the truth. Just don't even consider ever doing anything against the truth. For example, I've told this story before, and I'm going to say that I'm going to tell the truth again. I'm going to tell the story again. There is this bishop, a big man of God from Nigeria, who was going to England, who was going to Great Britain. So when he was at the border, they stopped him and said, "Who are you?" He said, "I'm a pastor. I'm a bishop." They said, "Okay, preach to us the message that you preached last Sunday." So the man of God said, I will preach it to you. So he preached it. Then he said, "Give us your favorite scriptures. Give us 5 of your favorite passages of the scripture." So they were checking if it was right or it was not right. Then the man just got angry and said, "I am a man of God. I am a man from Nigeria." He said, "I'm a man of God. I'm a bishop. I will never lie. I'm a bishop. I'm a pastor. Can you believe it? I'm a bishop." You know what the lady, there was a white lady, a white British lady. You know what she said? She looked at, she took a look good. She just stopped and looked at him and said, "What do you mean? You mean you cannot lie because you are a bishop?" She said, "Yeah." He said, "Yes, I'm a bishop. I cannot lie." He said, "So if you had not been a bishop, it would have been permissive for you to lie." So for you, what the standard is not truth. It doesn't matter, are you a bishop or you are not a bishop? Anybody is not supposed to lie. She said, "I'm not a bishop, and I'm not even a Christian, and I'm not even a believer. But I still don't lie." So is it just because you are not a bishop that you are not lying? You shouldn't lie because that is who you are. Because the truth must be supreme for you. The truth must be the ultimate. So I cannot believe you that, because if you could even imagine it in your mind that you might lie, or people who are not bishops could lie, so it means that for you, lie could be okay. So it means lie could be okay for you too as a bishop. It means when people don't know that you are a bishop, and when you don't use that as an argument, you could lie. Truth is, you are not abiding by the truth for the sake of the truth. But you are abiding for the truth because of your reputation, or because you are using it as a front, so that you will not be caught. So, but you must love the truth, not because you are afraid of being caught or something, but because it's the ultimate standard that you have. You must love the truth and commit yourself to truth because it is the highest standard. It is your highest value system. So people reject the truth. People who reject the truth, they reject the truth, first of all, because of the authority figure that has told them lie or prevented them from believing the truth, like we spoke about that yesterday and day before yesterday. But today I'm saying people reject the truth also often because of their wrong belief systems. Because they have a wrong belief system that they don't want to give up on. They have a wrong belief system that they are living by. Belief system is their practice, but that practice is not in accordance to truth. They have a belief system that they are used to, that is benefiting them, that is bringing them some profit or some interest that they don't want to, they don't want to drop. Because they know that to abide by the truth would mean that they will have to drop some evil practices that they have. So these people love evil more than they love the light. They love darkness more than they love the truth. And so they will rather reject the truth because of their own belief systems. They have not elevated the truth above themselves. They have not elevated the truth above their belief system. They have not elevated the truth above their own opinion. They have not made this truth the supreme, paramount position of their lives. And this is a problem. This is a problem. Let me give you some scriptures here that might be able to help all of us. Philippians chapter 3 verse 13 says, "Brethren, I do not count myself to have apprehended, but one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forward to those things which are ahead." What does that mean? It's progressive. He's trying to find out the truth. The truth is progressive. He's always moving forward. He's not just saying, this is my belief system and this is where I stand. This is what I believe in. I'm not looking for what is right. If you really are a person of truth, you will always look for truth. You will always look for knowledge. You will always look for more wisdom. You will always look to grow. You will always look to find out the truth. Why are people not interested in truth? Because they are rejecting the light. They are rejecting the truth. They are not lovers of truth. Lovers of truth, they don't remain in status quo. They want to discover more things. They want to, because they know that light knowledge is light. And darkness is, ignorance is darkness. So they don't want to remain. You cannot love the truth and remain in ignorance, in your own ignorance, or in what you have already known, and say, well, this is what I know and that's it. I will not find out other people's opinion. But the truth is always, driving you to know more. Because when you get to know more, you move towards the light. You move closer to light. Truth truth attracts you to light. But when you don't love the truth, you are running away from light. You are even rejecting light. And that's why people reject the truth. They reject the truth because they have their own belief system that is contrary to the truth. And because they are afraid of, truth that is contrary to their own belief system, that because if they believe the truth, they have to drop their own belief system. They don't want to lose their comfort zone. They don't want to lose their status quo. They don't want to lose their belief system. They want to keep their belief system, so they reject the truth. But here, what Paul is trying to tell us is that I'm rejecting my belief system. I'm rejecting what I knew before to find out the truth, to discover the truth, to get to the truth. That's why I say I don't count myself to have apprehended. But one thing I do, I forget about those things that I already attained. So he's ready to give up on his belief system just to discover the truth. Why? He said, and I'm striving, I'm pushing, reaching towards those things that are ahead, so that I might discover God, so I might find God. I might find Christ. I might discover God. I might attain Christ. He wants to attain Christ, who is the truth. So his pursuit is for the truth. When you are pursuing the truth, when you love the truth, you are ready to give up your own belief system. But when you don't love the truth, you are ready to sacrifice the truth for your own beloved system. Like you remember when Jesus was before, before Pilate, they were asking him, what is truth? And he told them the truth, he died for the truth. Jesus died for the truth. They said, did you say you are the king of, Jews? He said, you said it. I said it, but that's not what I meant, but I said it. But he died for the truth. But truth also resurrected him. Because he had said he was going to resurrect the third day, and that word was the truth. And he was resurrected. Truth was there for him, and resurrected him, and justified him before the whole world. The third book of John, chapter 1, verse 6. Third book of John, chapter 1, verse 6 says, who have borne witness of your love before the church. If you send them forward on their journey in a manner worth of God, you will do well. Okay, I think I'm reading. Let me get that. It's probably a verse before then or after that. I got the wrong verse there. 3 John chapter 1. Okay. The word that is used in this translation is faithfully, right? Okay, it said, beloved, that is verse 5 and 6. 3 John chapter 1, verse 5 and 6. 3 John chapter 1, verse 5 and 6, okay? Beloved, you do truthfully or faithfully. In some translations, it's faithfully. But you act by the truth, whatever you do for the brethren and for strangers. So whatsoever you will do for brethren and strangers. There are two categories here. There are the brethren, and then there are strangers. All of us sometimes play that game. Brethren is you are treated good, and there is another standard for strangers. But God said, this passage is saying to act good, truthfully will mean to use the same standard both for foreigners and for the brethren. Be truthful. Even if you are going to use another standard for the brethren, for the foreigners, explain to them why. Or let them know that you are using another standard for them. So just make sure that you act according to truth. So this is a testimony here for these people that they act according to truth. And how is that known? When there are two categories of people, those who are closer to you and those who are not so close to you. Do you treat them the same way? A lot of us, we behave to foreigners or to people outside, people who don't know us very well, we behave to them very nicely. But when we come back home, we behave very rudely to our own family members. That is hypocrisy. That's not in accordance to truth. A lot of people, when they go to church, they are like angels. They behave very well in the church. So pastor thinks that they are angels. And then the leaders think they are angels too. And then all the people in the church think they are the best Christians. But when they go to work or they go back to their husband or wives or children, their children knows them as demons or as, evil people. And that's because they are not walking according to truth. The truth will demand that you act the same way. Can you imagine a belief system are so horrible? I told you yesterday of the story whereby a pastor got his two daughters to marry, and the church never got to know about the wedding of the daughters. One maybe different times, one year, one another year, and the church will not know. Why? Because it's afraid so that there are demons in the church or there are witches in the church. So that is the belief system. The belief system is stronger than truth. Another pastor who came to see me here is a big man of God, and everybody is afraid of him in Nigeria, and he's a big man. I was sitting down with him in the same room, and he was calling. I know he's leaving tomorrow, and he's telling people he's coming. He has left Nigeria. He has left my place on Friday. And this was Tuesday. He said he was already in Nigeria. But I know you are just leaving tomorrow. So I said, what's the problem? Why are you not telling them the truth? He said, well, in Nigeria, you don't tell people your plans. So their belief system has been elevated above the truth. Another person I was talking to today, another brother was talking to today, was telling me the wife was always telling, okay, you know, the son, about the children, the brother. Okay, let's say this man has a junior brother. So they are all grown up, and this brother came to visit them in the family and was asking about their children. Their children are in the college. So this brother was telling, these are brothers of the same mother and the same father. So they sucked the same breast, they grew up together, they were like the best friends. But they are living in different cities now. So when this man was asking, how are your children, how is this man, this one, the man started telling his brother, oh, my son is in university now, he's in college, he's studying this, he's studying that, he's in class what, he's in from stage what, whatever. Then, when they got to the bedroom, the wife started a quarrel. They started fighting. Why fight? You shouldn't reveal all what is happening in the family. You shouldn't tell anybody about, you shouldn't tell your relatives that your son is in university. Maybe they will make something bad to happen to him. So they have destroyed. So belief system, the evil, our society now is a society that is based on demons. The belief system that they have given to our society and given to people in our country is now based on evil and fear. The belief system that is based on fear is not based on truth. The belief system that is based on doubt is not in accordance to truth. The belief system that is based on fear of demons and talking about not telling people the truth. So the truth has been relegated. So the man was saying, what should I tell my brother? Where should I say our son is? Tell him that he's somewhere, but just don't tell the truth. Don't tell them that he's in college because something bad could happen. They could go and do bad, witchcraft or voodoo to make him fail or to make him go mad or something. Don't tell. So it is easier for people to just tell any wrong information which is not in line with truth than to. So truth is not elevated. Truth is not loved. Truth is not valued. Truth is not exalted. But no matter what, truth must be exalted above your own belief system. Your own belief system must bow to truth. Because it is only the truth that nobody can do anything against. Nobody can be against the truth. There is nothing we can do against the truth, only for the truth. And you must commit yourself to the truth. Can you believe it that right now, there are a lot of people who are bringing their tithe and offering to church. And they are bringing their tithe and offering to the pastor. And some of them are even blessing pastor by giving pastor like some seed, whatever they call it, seed offering or seed, prophetic seed or faith seed, or bringing tithe and offering to church. But they don't like doing it. They don't like to do it. They don't believe in it. They don't have faith in it. But they are doing it because people have to know that they are bringing something. They have to pretend. So they don't love the truth. Truth is not supreme in their life. If you don't believe in the integrity of the pastor, if you don't believe that you must bring your money there, why are you doing it? Commit yourself to the truth. If you don't believe in the practices of that church, why going there? So that they will see you, that you will show up in church. Then you don't love the truth. It means that your belief system is to be sanctioned, or to be, whatever I call it. Is it sanctioned? Agreed, approved by people. Your belief system is to be approved by, by public opinion. It means that you are sacrificing the truth because of public opinion. It means you don't love the truth. And that lie will come back to hurt you. But the truth will always stand to justify you. Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 12 says, and each one went straight forward. They went wherever the Spirit wanted to go, and they did not turn when they went. That is resolution. That is being resolute. If you love the truth, you will be resolute. If you love the truth, you will not turn back. You will not be turning at every angle. You will not be playing eye game, eye service. There must be nothing more valuable than the truth in your life. The truth must be supreme, my dear. Don't play games. Some people believe that it's better for you just to play along, even though you are thinking something else. You are evil when you do that. You are not truthful. It means that you are deceiving people. You are creating one impression, but really you are thinking something else. You are... You are unfaithful, untruthful. You are not living in the truth. You are not walking in light when you do that. Whatever is in your heart must be what you are demonstrating. Your lifestyle, your practices must be the expression, the exact expression of what is in your heart and what you are feeling. So people don't live by the truth because they have some belief systems that don't permit for truth. They have some belief systems that are all about compromising the truth. They have belief systems that they have elevated above the truth. They have belief system that is giving them some, some personal gains. And that is horrible. That's horrible. Lack of truth will bring you into family problems because you tell your wife that you love her and you've just deceived her. And when you begin to live, it will show. You will begin to fight. If you are a pastor, you don't love the truth, you'll be telling people all kinds of words and promises that you cannot back up because the truth will not back you up. The truth will come and unveil itself. It will come and reveal itself. And that lie, all those deceptions will come and hurt you. Exodus 14:15 says, and the Lord said to Moses, why do you cry to me? A lot of our prayers is because of lack of truth. It's based on compromise. A lot of our prayers is trying to get God to switch his position. A lot of our prayers is to try to, manipulate God. But that's why God will not answer our prayers, because God cannot be manipulated. You cannot get God to switch his position. You cannot get God to, to compromise and come to compromise his word and just do what you want. So the Lord said to Moses, no, you cannot get me to switch my position. You cannot manipulate me. A lot of our prayers, a lot of our fasting is about manipulating God. A lot of because we don't want to abide by the truth, so we are making God to come down to our level. We don't want to abide by the truth, so we go and pray. We don't want to abide by the truth, we go and fast. We don't want to abide by the truth, we go and get bishops to pray for us. We don't want to abide by the truth, we want to go and get prophets to prophesy for us. We don't want to live by the truth, we would rather make men of God to come and, give some words of affirmation or breakthrough and things like that. Because we don't love the truth. If you live by the truth and walk by the truth, you will not need any prophet or bishop or GO or pastor to pray for you. Live by the truth will pray for you. The truth will pave way for you. Live by the truth will defend you. Live by the truth will fight for you. The truth vindicate you. The truth will set you free. The truth will elevate you. The truth will put you above your situation and circumstances. A lot of the problems and issues that we are all having is because we have not submitted ourselves to truth. It's because we have not agreed to make truth supreme in our lives. If we could make the truth to be supreme, the truth will resolve most of our problems. Most of our problems will be resolved by truth itself. Half of our prayers will not be necessary. All the running after prophets and men of God will not be necessary. Religiosity will not be necessary because we are living by the truth. The truth itself will vindicate you any day, any time. So God spoke to Moses, why cry you out to me? Stop trying to manipulate me. You cannot get me through your manipulation. Tell the children of Israel to go forward. Let them just obey. Just obey the truth. It will resolve your problem. Just obey the truth. It's enough. Don't need to do all your gymnastics, all your, but why did Jesus say? You know why Jesus said? Your prayers are not going to be heard because of your repetitiveness. He said, don't just keep on repeating the same thing. Don't just keep on repeating the same words. You know what is trying to tell us? Just be sincere. Just be truthful. Ask in truth. Don't keep on repeating and repeating. That is what the Gentiles do. By your repetition, you cannot get me to do things. By your repetition, you cannot manipulate me. Just be sincere, be truthful. Believe, be truthful. Once you are truthful, believe that I care for you. Believe it, be truthful. Once you are truthful, you discover that your prayers will be answered. Don't try to manipulate me by repetitions. Don't try to manipulate me by repeating and crying and weeping. Don't try to manipulate me through your tears, or your dancing, or singing, or praise and worship, or don't try to manipulate me. Just abide by the truth. Walk in the truth. True worshippers will worship me in truth and in spirit and in truth. Just walk in truth. You not need to worry so much anymore. You not need to worry and be concerned so much about all the things you are worried about. Just be relaxed in truth. Once you are relaxed in truth, you are walking in the truth, you will not need to worry about anything. The truth will fight for you. The truth will vindicate you. And the truth will set you free. Well, I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your comments and whatever you're thinking about this message that you're hearing. What are your decisions? What are your feelings? And what would you like to say? Would you like to question this, or you like to ask questions, or you like to affirm it? Write your comments, please. And let's go ahead and share the links. Go ahead and look for the share button, and let's share the links, and let's write our comments. While you're doing that, let me find out if anybody here would like to testify and tell us what they think about this message. Okay, let's welcome Julie.
Hello, everybody. I really had to laugh about this because it reminded me of a story, of a personal story, because there's a person that I know and also my family knows and everything. And even before we came to Germany, because this is where I grew up, the person was known to us and the family and everything. So even after the person came, lots of things that happened in our family were ascribed to that person. And what we were told afterwards was that we should not share with that person, what happens with us, and if we are going here, or we are studying, or we're working, or anything that basically was successful, that was working well in our lives, we were not supposed to tell that person. And I remember even when I moved from Germany to Ireland, somehow this person got in touch with me again, and I don't know how or why, but to, you know, people around me, this was suspicious. So they were like, oh no, this is a sign and everything. So if you meet the person, don't tell them where you're going, don't tell them what you're doing and everything, because I was actually happy because I thought, oh yeah, let me, you know, tell them how life is developing and everything. But because of the voices around me, I didn't. I really did not. And I compromised, even though something in myself, you know, the truth in my heart was, you know, when the Holy Spirit talks, he's very gentle. And if we don't listen, if we don't, you know, respond, you know, we can just silence it and then do whatever we feel like doing. And in my case, I did that. I did not listen to the Holy Spirit, and I just went ahead and did what others told me. And this is not to blame others, but it is really for us to know, you know, don't let people manipulate you, because you have a willpower. God gave you your own will. He gave you your own mind for you to take decisions, even though people around you are telling you something else. Listen to the truth in you. Listen to that Holy Spirit in you, because you're all made in God's image and likeness. We all have him in us. So we have to be sensitive to his voice and to, you know, follow his lead, follow the truth that is speaking to us, especially in those crucial moments. And I was wondering right now, what if, you know, I met the person, all of a sudden I met this person again, and, you know, they see me and everything, and all I have been telling them was, oh, everything is all right, I'm just doing this, I'm just doing that. You know, it damages relationships, and it creates distrust between you and people, you know, because it's not the truth, and the truth will come out at some point anyway. So I was just, you know, thinking about that story of my own life and thinking, wow, even, you know, if the truth really is in you, and if you really love the truth, there's nothing that you need to be afraid of, because if you love God, and if you believe that God is in you and he's greater than anything else in the world, and that, you know, he has made you a victor already, what are you afraid of? Why would you want to still live according to the lies, you know, around you, just to protect yourself, that just to, you know, not being pointed the fingers of others at and everything. So I was just, I don't know, I just had to think about that story and my own situation, and I just made the decision to call that person. Really, I'm going to contact the person. I'm going to tell her what is happening. I'm just going to refresh the relationship that we had before, and because there's nothing I need to be afraid of. This person cannot do anything against me, and you know, so that is my personal decision that I took. And I also wanted to say that I realized that people don't really want to drop their belief system, because
even if the person can do something against you, you still have to do what is right.
Yeah.
Because if the person can do something against you, let him do something against you. And if you need to suffer, you have to suffer.
Yeah.
But you will know that by suffering like that, you have stood on the position of truth. And once you are standing on the position of truth, the truth will have the last word.
Yeah.
And he who laughs best. The truth will speak for you.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So I'm just going to contact the person again. So I am very excited about that. The other thing I want to say is that I realize that people don't drop their own belief system because probably they're stubborn, you know, they believe that they know and everything. But I also feel like if you are supposed to abandon the belief system that you've been holding on to for so long, it somehow creates fear in you, and it leaves you with somehow you don't know what to do, because it's like someone took something from you, and now you have to unlearn everything that you learned over all these years, and you feel helpless. You don't know what to do, so you don't know the mechanics of how to work with truth. But then, really, if you don't work according to truth, and if you don't embrace it, how are you going to be how are you ever going to be free? And how are people around you ever going to be free, you know? So there's really no other option. There's no other option but living by the truth and putting your belief system, submitting them to the truth. So that is my take on this. These are the thoughts that are in my mind right now. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I think that is all we have right now. And I hope you are been blessed, especially by that word by Julie. If any one of you have anything you'd like to share with us, please go ahead and write it. Well, nobody is writing anything as such any longer. Still, it was nice being with you guys, and we'll be back here tomorrow. But tomorrow we also have Ask Pastor Sunday in the afternoon, and then 2 o'clock our time, which is 12 o'clock Nigerian time, midday, and 12 British time. So, and that is, what time is that in America? 2 o'clock, that's 7 o'clock, I think, 7 p.m. in Eastern time. Well, thank you so much. On my way home, I will go and read your comments. And we'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. Blessings. Bye.